Hello students, welcome back. This is Sachin Pandey and I welcome you all once again in my YouTube channel. Today I have brought a very special video for the students of class 11th CBSE board as well as UP board students. This video is for those students who are facing some problem during online classes, who are unable to study English regularly, who feel that they are unable to score good marks in English, who feel that English is difficult. I have prepared this video for such students. So I hope you have subscribed my channel. If not, do it right now and press the bell icon so that you can get the latest notifications. You can also follow me on my Instagram, Sachin Pandey EduWorld. So without wasting much of time, let's come to the very first poem of Hornbill CBSE and UP board students, class 11th, a photograph by Shirley Tolson. A photograph by Shirley Tolson. My dear students, before we unravel line by line explanation, stanza wise explanation, first of all, we will understand the significance of title. Then we will understand theme or central idea, and then we will come to line by line explanation, including questions and answers, as well as important figures of speeches, poetic devices. We will cover this poem in detail. So मेरे साथ इस वीडियो के अंत तक बने रहिए, और अगर आपने चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो अभी तुरंत कर लीजिए. तो चलिए आज का वीडियो, ये लेसन शुरू करते हैं. A photograph by Shirley Tolson. There are certain things you need to keep in your mind, and some important things I have also written on the whiteboard. Later on, you can have a snapshot and prepare your own notes. This poem is a tribute. The poetess Shirley Tolson, she was a renowned British poet. She was a renowned English poet, a famous English poet. And she composed this poem in order to pay a tribute to her lovely mother. She loved her mother so much, and when her mother left this mortal world for her heavenly abode, she composed this poem in her memory. The poet is a little bit nostalgic. Nostalgia. What is nostalgia? Whenever we recall the sweet and sour memories of our past. जब भी हम अपने पास्ट की अच्छी और खट्टी मीठी, आप कह सकते हो, यादों को रिकॉल करते हैं, तो ये जो स्टेट है, जो कंडीशन है, इट इज कॉल्ड नॉस्टैल्जिया. So here in this poem also highlights nostalgia. The poet is a little bit nostalgic and she pays a tribute to her lovely mother. I have also written over here. You can also, it will be much better students if you open a book so that you can understand, you can read between the lines and you can understand the poem thoroughly. There are 3 stanzas in this poem. If you have your book open in front of you, you can see there are 3 stanzas in this poem, and the 3 stanzas, they depict 3 different phases. कई बार एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन भी आ जाता है कि what are the 3 different phases depicted in this poem. So the 3 stanzas of this poem, they depict 3 different phases. Number 1, childhood of the first stanza of this poem. The very first stanza, it highlights, it depicts the childhood of narrator's mother, childhood of poetess mother. In other word, you can also say, फर्स्ट स्टैंजा में हम लोग पोएट की मदर के चाइल्डहुड के बारे में स्टडी करेंगे. यानी व्हेन पोएट्स मदर वाज अ लिटिल गर्ल, व्हेन पोएट्स मदर वाज अ चाइल्ड. इन अदर वर्ड यू कैन से एट दैट टाइम द नरेटर वाज नॉट बोर्न. दोनों बातें सेम ही तो हुई. आप या तो कह लीजिए द फर्स्ट स्टैंजा हाईलाइट्स द चाइल्डहुड ऑफ नरेटर्स मदर. इट वाज दैट टाइम when the poet was not born. Second stanza, it depicts the childhood of the narrator, means childhood of narrator, or in other words you can say adulthood of the poetess mother, adulthood of her mother. This was the time when mother and daughter, they were living together. They enjoyed the company of each other. So first stanza shows the childhood of poetess mother, narrator's mother, when poet was not born. And second stanza depicts the childhood of the poet or adulthood of her mother. This was the time when mother and daughter were living together. And the last stanza of this poem, it depicts the adulthood of the narrator. The poet is an adult, and it was that time when her mother was no more in this world. She was suffering from, a sense of loneliness. She felt a kind of vacuum. The narrator, the poetess, Shirley Tolson, she always, after the death of her mother, she always felt that a kind of vacuum is created in her life. She suffered from a sense of loss. She always remembered those lovely moments which she had enjoyed in the company of her mother. She cherished those moments. So, I hope you have understood the first three different phases. Three stanzas, they depict three different phases. Let's understand the theme. This poem conveys a positive masses. This beautiful poem conveys highly meaningful masses that death is universal truth. Death is the ultimate destination of a man. The person who has taken birth on this earth, he is sure to die one day. Death is universal truth, I said. I have also written. This poem deals with the commonplace theme of impermanence of human life. Impermanence. Human life is not permanent. Human life is short-lived. Human life is transitory. आप या तो कह लीजिए सर impermanence of human life. Human life is temporary. Transient. Transient means temporary, short-lived, or ephemeral. It also, I am writing this word ephemeral. Ephemeral quality, ephemeral state of human life. In this poem, the poet has also draws a comparison. The poet has also drawn a comparison. She has created a contrast between the eternal state of nature. Nature is eternal, unchangeable. It is permanent. So this poem, it contrasts the eternal state of nature and transitory state of human life. Transitory state को क्या कह सकते हैं? Ephemeral state. Ephemeral, momentary state. Momentary, short lived. Human life is short lived. ये सबको पता है कि death and decay are the irreversible fact of life. The person who has taken birth, one day he has to become old and he has to die. He has to face the death. We cannot escape from death. Human life is short-lived. Death and decay are the irreversible fact of life. And as time passes, man loses his charm. He loses his strength. Time जैसे बीतता है, हम अपनी beauty, charm, strength सबको एक एक करके lose करते जाते हैं. Man keeps on losing. With the passage of time, man loses his strength, his youth, his capacity, and one day he is no more. A time comes when man leaves this mortal world. Man is no more, and what is left behind? Only sweet and sour memories. After death of a man, what is left behind? only sweet and sour memories, and those memories are evoked by, aroused by some kind of photograph. See, the title is so appropriate that photograph is a medium. A photograph becomes a medium that evokes, that arouses the sweet and sour memories of our past. Students, आपने ये ज़रूर फील किया होगा कई बार जब आप अपने पास्ट की फोटोग्राफ्स को देखते होंगे तो आप नॉस्टैल्जिक हो जाते होंगे। आपको वो दिन, वो टाइम, वो पल, वो आपकी आंखों के सामने आ जाता होगा। आप उन मोमेंट्स को चेरिश करना चाहते होंगे कि काश, आई विश आई कुड एंजॉय दोज डेज अगेन। आप उनको एंजॉय करना चाहते होंगे, बट ये पॉसिबल नहीं है बिकॉज द टाइम वंस गॉन नेवर कम्स बैक। सो एक चीज तो फैक्ट है कि ह्यूमन लाइफ इज ट्रांजिटरी, ह्यूमन लाइफ इज मोमेंटरी, ह्यूमन लाइफ इज शॉर्ट लिव्ड, ह्यूमन लाइफ इज एफेमेरल, बट नेचर इज इटर्नल। ह्यूमन लाइफ इज ट्रांजिटरी, बट नेचर इज इन ट्रांजिएंट। नेचर कीप्स ऑन rejuvenating itself. नेचर कॉन्टिन्यूज इट्स रेजुवनेशन प्रोसेस। आप देखिए नेचर खुद को रिन्यू करती रहती है। ऑटम सीजन में ट्रीज शेड देयर लीव्स, बट इन स्प्रिंग सीजन अगेन न्यू लीव्स कम आउट, न्यू फ्लावर्स, फ्रूट्स। आप देखिए ड्यूरिंग एनी डिजास्टर अर्थ सफर्स फ्रॉम अ ग्रेट लॉस, नेचर सफर्स फ्रॉम अ ग्रेट लॉस। ट्रीज आर ब्रोकन, everything is washed away in the flood. आप देखते होंगे, but again nature rejuvenates, it comes to life, it rejuvenates itself. ये नेचर की ही क्वालिटी है, बट हम खुद को rejuvenate नहीं कर सकते। हमें डेथ को फेस करना ही है। With the passage of time we lose our strength, we become old, we die, one day we are no more, and सिर्फ और सिर्फ क्या बचती हैं? यादें। Only memories are left behind. And those memories are evoked by some kind of photograph. Photograph becomes a medium which evokes those beautiful, cherishable moments. आप के घर में आपके grandparents की फोटोग्राफ जरूर होगी। If they are no more in this world, जब भी आप उनके फोटोग्राफ को देखते होंगे, आप उन दिनों को जरूर याद करते होंगे। क्यों ऐसा हुआ? क्योंकि दैट फोटोग्राफ हैज बिकम अ मीडियम दैट इवोक्स दोज लवली एंड चेरिशेबल मोमेंट्स। सो आई होप यू हैव अंडरस्टूड द सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ टाइटल, 3 phases of this poem as well as central idea. Now it's time to move to line by line explanation. We will unravel line by line explanation. The very first stanza of this poem depicts the childhood of narrator's mother when narrator's mother was a little girl, and at that time the poet was not born. Let's come to line by line explanation. The cardboard shows me how it was when the 2 girl cousins went paddling, each one holding one of my mother's hands, and she, the big girl, some 12 years or so. All 3 stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera. A sweet face, my mother's, that was before I was born. And the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. The poet notices a photograph. One day, the poet, she was sitting up. इसको प्रैक्टिकली ऐसे आप फील कर सकते हो, ऐसे समझ सकते हो कि द पोएटेस फाउंड अ फोटोग्राफ। हियर इन दिस पोएम कार्डबोर्ड वर्ड हैज बीन यूज्ड। द वर्ड कार्डबोर्ड, इट डिनोट्स फोटोग्राफ। नाउ द क्वेश्चन कम्स, व्हाई द वर्ड कार्डबोर्ड हैज बीन यूज्ड इन दिस पोएम फॉर फोटोग्राफ? My dear students, during those days, their use means people, they used to paste their photographs on a thick and stiff paper which is called cardboard. सबको पता है cardboard is a thick and stiff, a very hard paper, a thick, heavy, stiff and hard paper which gives support to the photograph. In ancient times, people had no beautiful frames, metallic frames. They used to paste their photographs over the cardboard and it used to keep the photograph safe. So जो cardboard होता था at that time, cardboard used to provide safety. वो safe condition में रखता था. That's why the poet uses this word cardboard. फिर समझ लीजिएगा. Cardboard is a thick, heavy and stiff paper which provides safety to a photograph. The cardboard shows me. The poet notices a photograph. Here, cardboard denotes photograph. The poet says that the cardboard, when she notices that photograph, she becomes nostalgic. The cardboard was showing three girls in that photograph. There were three girls who were standing on the beach. The photograph was showing three girls, presenting three girls. The cardboard shows me how it was. It refers to time. When the poet noticed that cardboard, that photograph, she started remembering that time. She started recalling that moment. The cardboard told me how the time was. She started thinking about that time. Which time? How it was, how the time was when the two girl cousins. Who are these two girl cousins? बेटे एक चीज और ध्यान रखिएगा कि I have noticed this mistake which is common. More than 99% students, they commit this mistake. वो cousin के साथ brother और sister का use कर देते हैं. He is my cousin brother, cousin sister. It is grammatically incorrect. Cousin के साथ कभी भी brother या sister का use नहीं होगा. वो अपने आप में आपने ही लगा दिया और gender को specify कर दिया. He is my cousin, no brother. She is my cousin. हो गया, वो sister है. So with cousin, you will never use brother or sister. So the cardboard, that photograph was showing about that time when the two girl cousins. Who are these two cousins? Poet's mother. One day, poet's mother with her two cousins had gone to enjoy a sea holiday. She had gone to a beach. She had gone to the seashore to enjoy a sea holiday. So poetess mother, narrator's mother, in her childhood when she was a little girl, she had gone to enjoy a sea holiday with her two cousins, and that photograph was showing, it was presenting the three girls who were standing on the beach, who were poet's mother and her two cousins. The cardboard was showing, the photograph was presenting about the time when the two girl cousins went paddling. Here paddling refers to sea holiday. Poet's mother, she had gone to enjoy a sea holiday. How they were standing? They were giving a proper pose in that photograph. Photograph में क्या दिख रहा है? Poet उसी photograph को notice कर रही है कि how they are standing, the manner in which the three girls were standing. Each one, the cousins, the two cousins, each one holding one of my mother's hands. The two cousins were standing beside her mother and they were holding one of her mother's hands. दोनों cousins ने poet की mother के hand को पकड़ रखा था. What does this show? That shows that poet's mother was standing in the center. Her mother was standing in the center. She was elder than the two. She was standing in the center and the cousins, they were holding one of her mother's hands. माँ के एक एक हाथों को, दोनों cousins ने mother के एक एक hands को पकड़ रखा था. इसका मतलब तो यही है ना कि mother was standing in the center, she was elder than the two and that's why they were holding one of her hands. I hope you're getting me. Each one holding one of my mother's hand, and she. Who does she refer to? She refers to poet's mother. She refers to the narrator's mother. She, the big girl, big elder than, because poet's mother, she was elder than the two. She was the big girl. At that time, she was probably some 12 years or so. The age of her mother would have been probably 12 or 13 years old. Mother's age was probably 12 years or so, 12 or 13 years old when the photograph was clicked. In that photograph, mother was 12 or 13 years old. She was a little girl when the photograph was taken. All three. Who are these all three? All three refers to poet's mother and her two cousins. All three stood still. The beautiful figure of speech has been used as alliteration. Alliteration has been used. मैंने कई बार आपको समझाया है when same letter, same consonant letter is repeated more than one time, same consonant sound, same consonant letter is repeated more than one time, figure of speech will be alliteration. Stood still. आप देखिए यहां पर figure of speech use हो गई है. All three refers to poet's mother and her two cousins. They were standing silently. Obvious and natural hai. Whenever you stand in front of a camera, we give a proper pose. We stand still and give a proper pose. So the same thing was with them. They were standing on the beach. They were giving a proper pose. They were standing silently as well as smiling through their hair. ये क्या बात हुई भाई? बालों से मुस्कुराना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. क्वेश्चन इज आस्क्ड कि हाउ कैन यू से दैट दे वर स्माइलिंग थ्रू देयर हेयर. ये क्या बात हुई? बालों से मुस्कुराना कैसे? ध्यान दो बेटा, जब भी ये क्वेश्चन आएगा कि एक्सप्लेन करिए, दे वर स्माइलिंग थ्रू देयर हेयर. हेयर इज सिंगुलर एज वेल एज प्लूरल. आप हेयर्स कभी नहीं लिखेंगे. सिंगुलर भी है, प्लूरल भी है. आते हैं आंसर पर. पहले आप बताओगे पोएट्स मदर व्हेन शी वाज 12 13 years old, she had gone to enjoy a sea holiday with her two cousins, and all three girls, they were standing on the beach and they were giving a proper pose. They were smiling through their hair. अब आते हैं आंसर पर. पहले आपको मैं कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर कर दूं बेटा, फिर आंसर पर आता हूं. यह तो क्लियर हो गया है कि they had gone to enjoy a sea holiday. इन सब ने स्विमिंग किया होगा, सी बाथ लिया होगा, and after taking a bath their hair were scattered. Obvious है, natural है कि after taking a bath the hair get scattered. वो एकदम unkempt हो जाते हैं, disorderly हो जाते हैं, बाल इनके बिखरे हुए हैं. The best part of their face was covered by their hair. The face was covered by their hair. पहला रीजन था because they had taken a bath. दूसरा बेटा, ड्यू टू बीच विंड. आप देखो कभी सी शोर के पास जाओ तो वहां पे winds blow very fast. तो the wind was blowing so fastly that their hair were scattered. तो इनके बालों के बिखरे होने के दो रीजन हैं. It was either due to beach wind or by the sea bath. They had taken a bath. The best part of their face was covered by their hair, and that's why the eyes were hidden behind their hair. आंखें तो पीछे छिप गई, स्माइल भी छिप गई. So they were smiling through their hair. बालों के पीछे से मुस्कुरा रही थी because the best part of their face was covered by their hair, which was probably due to sea bath or by the strong beach wind. दोनों रीजन हो सकते हैं probably. आप दोनों मेंशन कर देंगे. I hope you got the answer. All three stood still to smile through their hair and giving a proper pose, looking at the uncle with the camera. एक चीज और क्लियर हो गई. Who clicked the photograph? The photograph was clicked by their uncle. The uncle was standing with the camera and he clicked that photograph. All three girls, they were standing silently, giving a proper pose, and looking at their uncle. A sweet face, my mother's. The poet becomes emotional. She's feeling a little bit, sad. She's suffering from sense of loss. In the photograph, her mother looked, a very cute girl. She was looking a very cute, a very lovely girl. एक टीनेज में थी, एक little girl थी. She was looking so lovely. She had a very sweet, lovely face. And it was that time, देखो ये लाइन आ गई है, it was that time when I was not born, before I was born. At that time, poet was not born because her mother was 12 years old. She was a little girl. So first stanza denotes the childhood of poet's mother, and at that time poet was not born. A sweet face, mother had a very sweet, cute and lovely face, and that was before the poet was born. And the C, last two lines are very important. याद करो बेटे, in the beginning, in the summary I said, human life is transitory. This poem contrasts the eternal state of nature. Nature is eternal, consistent, unchangeable, intransient. But human life is transitory. Human life has ephemeral quality. इसी दो लाइन में आपको these two lines clearly indicate. कई बार क्वेश्चन आ जाता है what do these two lines indicate? These two lines clearly indicate the eternal state of nature, eternal condition of nature, as well as the ephemeral quality of human life. यहां पर देखिए, and the sea which was in the background. Photograph में girls are standing, उनके पीछे क्या दिखाई दे रहा है? The sea which is in the background, which is visible in the background, the sea which appears to have changed less. The sea which was in the background, it has not changed much. The face of the nature, यानी sea refers to nature, face of nature. The nature has not, वो सी आज भी वैसा है, बट उस सी में, उस बीच पर जो मदर खड़ी है वो आज वैसी नहीं है, वहां चेंज आया है. ह्यूमन लाइफ की एफेमेरल क्वालिटी वहां पर प्रेजेंट हुई है. द सी विच रेफर्स टू नेचर, फेस ऑफ नेचर, विच इज इन द बैकग्राउंड, इट हैज नॉट चेंज्ड मच. क्या कर रहा था सी? द सी वाटर वॉज वॉशिंग देयर terribly transient feet. Look at this phrase T T T. आप कह सकते हो alliteration है, यहां पर भी T T T, figure of speech alliteration. लेकिन एक figure of speech और भी आई है भाई साहब, figure of speech that has been used in this line, in this phrase, that is transferred epithet. आप कहोगे सर ये कौन सी फिगर ऑफ स्पीच है, ये कौन सी पोएटिक डिवाइस है? बेटा देखो, एपिथेट का मतलब ही होता है एडजेक्टिव. एडजेक्टिव, एपिथेट मींस एडजेक्टिव. एडजेक्टिव्स क्या होते हैं? बहुत सिंपली आपका कॉन्सेप्ट मैं क्लियर कर दे रहा हूं. एडजेक्टिव्स आर दोज वर्ड्स दैट क्वालिफाई नाउन और प्रोनाउन. नाउन और प्रोनाउन के बारे में बताते हैं. लेकिन यहां पर देखिए, जब हम एडजेक्टिव को ट्रांसफर कर देते हैं, नाउन प्रोनाउन के साथ यूज ना करके ट्रांसफर कर देते हैं. देखिए, टेरिबली ट्रांजिएंट फीट, यहां पे किसको, फीट को क्या कहा गया? ट्रांजिएंट कहा गया. ट्रांजिएंट किसकी लाइफ? लाइफ होनी चाहिए थी, लाइफ को, लेकिन यहां पे किसको कहा गया ट्रांजिएंट? फीट के लिए यूज हुआ. यानी एडजेक्टिव दैट शुड बी यूज्ड विद लाइफ, इट इज यूज्ड विद फीट. ये फीट के लिए यूज हुआ. किसके फीट? मदर के फीट. द सी वाटर, सी वेव्स, दे वर वॉशिंग द टेरिबली मीन्स एक्सट्रीमली, ट्रांजिएंट मीन्स चेंजेबल फीट ऑफ मदर. Those feet are no more. Mother is no more, but the sea is still in the background. Sea is still there. Background में भी है, वैसे भी है. It refers to nature. but those feet are not alive. Those feet are no more in this world. The seawater that was washing the changeable, terribly transient. This line indicates that human life is transitory. The life has changed. Mother is no more in this world. She has left this world, but the nature is still same. The nature is still intransient. And the figure of speech that has been used, alliteration as well as transferred epithet. So I hope the first stanza is crystal clear to each and every one of you, and I will move to the second stanza. Stanza number 2 highlights the childhood of the poet and adulthood of her mother. This was a time when mother and daughter were living together. Now they are living together. Now आप ऐसे समझिए कि sometimes mother used to tell to her daughter about her childhood days. भाई पोएट को कैसे पता होगा ये उसकी मदर हैं, ये उसकी कजिन्स हैं? उसकी मदर ने उसको बताया होगा ना, वो फोटोग्राफ दिखाया होगा कि देखो ये मेरी फोटोग्राफ है, देखो ये मेरी कजिन्स हैं, हम लोग यहाँ गए थे, अंकल ने फोटोग्राफ को कैप्चर किया. दैट्स वाई पोएट नोज दिस. देखिए सेकंड स्टैंजा की पहली लाइन, सम 20-30 years later, approximately 20-30 years later. कब? when the photograph was taken. When the photograph was taken, the mother was 12 years or so. ये कब की बात हो रही है? After 20 or 30 years. It means now the age of mother is probably 32 or 42. Mother is in her 40s. Some 20-30 years later means mother is an adult. इस लाइन से पता चल गया कि this shows the adulthood of her mother. She is an adult. Some 20-30 years later, she is mother, she would laugh at the snapshot. मदर अपने ही फोटोग्राफ को देख करके हंसती थी. मदर अपने चाइल्डहुड को सोच करके हंसती थी. जब मदर को अपना फोटोग्राफ दिखता था, वो बच्ची वाला अपने कजिन्स के साथ खड़ी हुई है, तो शी यूज टू लाफ एट हर स्नैपशॉट. शी यूज टू एंजॉय, शी यूज टू चेरिश दोज मोमेंट्स. तो मदर, शी यूज टू लाफ आउट loudly. She used to show that photograph to her daughter, to the narrator. She would laugh at the snapshot, and she used to say, she used to tell to her daughter. Mother क्या कहती थी? See Betty and Dolly. Who are Betty and Dolly? Betty and Dolly were the cousins, the two cousins. कि जरा बेटी और डॉली को तो देखो कैसे दिख रही हैं दोनों, कैसे कपड़े पहन रखे हैं, देखो तो. मदर एंजॉय करती थी अपने चाइल्डहुड को, नॉस्टैल्जिक हो जाती थी. While showing the photograph to her daughter, mother used to become nostalgic. She used to enjoy her childhood, those memories. She used to tell to her daughter, just look at my cousins Betty and Dolly. She would say, mother used to say, and look how they dressed us for the beach. How they were funnily dressed. The kind of dresses mother used to laugh at, her dresses, the kind of dresses, the kind of attire they were having in that photograph, the dresses which they were wearing. Mother used to laugh at her attire, at her dress. Very important line. The sea holiday was her past. The sea holiday, the sea vacation, the beach holiday, which was enjoyed by the mother, it was her past. Mother wants to enjoy those lovely moments again, but she knows that the time once gone never comes back. Mother wants to cherish those lovely moments, but उसको ये पता है कि she cannot enjoy. She knows it very well that she cannot enjoy these lovely moments. She wants to cherish her childhood again. तो कहीं ना कहीं ये जो sea holiday है, it has become the past of the mother. चाह कर भी वो वापस नहीं लौट सकते, वो दिन वो पल नहीं लौट सकते, ये उसका पास्ट है. Sea holiday was her past and mine is her laughter. पोएट का पास्ट क्या है? माइन इज पोएट का. पोएट वॉन्ट्स टू हियर द लाफ्टर ऑफ हर मदर. आज वो अकेले बैठी है. शी इज सफरिंग फ्रॉम sense of loss. A kind of vacuum is created in her life. She wants to hear that कौन सी laughter? वही laughter while showing the photograph, the way mother used to laugh. The poet wants to hear that laughter again, once again, but she cannot hear that laughter because poet knows it very well. Her mother is no more in this world. She cannot hear that laughter. So don't you think कहीं ना कहीं बोथ आर सफरिंग फ्रॉम सेंस ऑफ लॉस. दोनों ने कुछ ना कुछ खोया है. बोथ ऑफ देम हैव लॉस्ट समथिंग. मदर हैज लॉस्ट हर चाइल्डहुड, मदर हैज लॉस्ट हर यूथ, एंड पोएट हैज लॉस्ट हर मदर. मदर कैन नॉट एंजॉय हर चाइल्डहुड एंड पोएट कैन नॉट हियर दैट लाफ्टर बिकॉज हर मदर इज नो मोर. सो बोथ मीन्स मदर एंड डॉटर. बोथ राइट. राई का मतलब डिसअपॉइंटमेंट, डिसअपॉइंटेड, सैड. बोथ आर फीलिंग सैड, बोथ आर फीलिंग डिप्रेस्ड, बोथ आर फीलिंग डिसअपॉइंटेड with the labored ease of loss. देखो बेटा, there again this phrase labored ease. One another figure of speech has been used, which is oxymoron. Figure of speech, oxymoron. ये क्या होता है बेटा oxymoron? Oxymoron is a figure of speech in which two opposite words are put together. ध्यान दीजिएगा बेटा, मैं कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर कर दे रहा हूं. Oxymoron is a figure of speech in which two opposite words are put together. दो opposite words एक साथ आते हैं. जैसे मैं भी कहूं रोहन इज रेगुलरली इरेगुलर. देखिए, रेगुलर इरेगुलर दोनों अपोजिट वर्ड्स एक साथ आ रहे हैं. दिस इज एन ओपन सीक्रेट. ओपन सीक्रेट है ना, दोनों अपोजिट वर्ड्स एक साथ आए. ओपन सीक्रेट. लाइफ इज बिटर स्वीट. बिटर स्वीट देखिए एक साथ. सो ऑक्सीमोरॉन इज अ फिगर ऑफ स्पीच व्हेन टू अपोजिट वर्ड्स आर पुट टुगेदर. देखो, लेबर्ड. लेबर्ड का मतलब होता है डिफिकल्ट. डिफिकल्ट. ईज का मतलब कंफर्टेबल. कंफर्टेबल. डिफिकल्ट, कंफर्टेबल. देखो है ना अपोजिट वर्ड्स. तो ऐसे केसेस में ऑक्सीमोरॉन होता है. बट बेटा, अगर सेम सेंटेंस आपका, कोई सेंटेंस आपका अपोजिट मीनिंग दे, पूरा सेंटेंस, तो पैराडॉक्स हो जाएगा. वहां पर पैराडॉक्स यूज होगा. जैसे मैं भी कहूं हैविंग नथिंग ही हैज ऑल. उसके पास कुछ ना होकर भी सब कुछ है. हैविंग नथिंग ही हैज ऑल. देखो, यहां पर दो अपोजिट वर्ड्स नहीं आए हैं. द होल सेंटेंस इज गिविंग अपोजिट मीनिंग, सो इट इज पैराडॉक्स. लेकिन जब दो अपोजिट वर्ड्स एक साथ आएंगे, फिगर ऑफ स्पीच विल बी ऑक्सीमोरॉन. तो देखो बेटा, पहले हम दोनों वर्ड को क्लियर कर लें और एक आपका कॉन्सेप्ट और क्लियर करूंगा. देखिए बेटा कि वेन एवर वी लूज अवर नियर एंड डियर वंस, लाइफ इज फुल ऑफ अप्स एंड डाउन्स. Whenever we lose our near and dear ones who are very close to us, we suffer from a sense of loss. After losing our near and dear ones, we feel a kind of vacuum in our life. We try to become normal. We try to feel comfortable, but it is really difficult to feel at ease. देखिए, दोनों वर्ड आ गए. It is really difficult to feel comfortable after that loss. So both mother and daughter, both are suffering from a sense of loss. They are trying to become normal. They are trying to feel comfortable, but it is really difficult for them to feel at ease. It is really difficult for them to feel comfortable because they both have lost something. Mother has lost her childhood. She has lost her youth and poet has lost her mother. फिर समझ लीजिएगा, after losing, whenever we lose our near and dear ones, we suffer from a sense of loss. A kind of vacuum, loneliness gets created in our life. we try to feel comfortable, we try to behave normally, but it is very difficult to recover from that loss. It is very difficult to feel comfortable. वही इनके साथ हो रहा है. दोनों ने कुछ ना कुछ खोया है, दोनों लाइफ को नॉर्मल करने की कोशिश कर रही हैं, दोनों भूलने की कोशिश कर रही हैं. Both are trying to feel comfortable, both are trying to feel at ease, but it is not कह सकते हो possible for them to feel comfortable after that loss. पोएट के लिए भी पॉसिबल नहीं है, क्योंकि whenever she recalls, whenever she remembers her mother, she becomes sad. She feels, a kind of vacuum in her life. तो दोनों के लिए ये कंफर्टेबल नहीं हो रहा है. दोनों उस वैक्यूम से सफर कर रहे हैं, दोनों उस सेंस ऑफ लोनलीनेस से सफर कर रहे हैं. बोथ रॉय विद द लेबर्ड ईज ऑफ लॉस. वो लेबर्ड ईज है. ऐसी सिचुएशन में नॉर्मल हो पाना, ऐसी सिचुएशन में ईज हो पाना बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट है. सो आई होप द सेकेंड स्टैंजा इज ऑल्सो क्लियर एंड आई विल मूव टू द थर्ड स्टैंजा. Stanza number 3 depicts the adulthood of the poet. It is that time when the poet is suffering from sense of loneliness because her mother is no more in this world. Now she has been dead. See this line, the poet says that now her mother is no more in this world. She refers to her mother. Now her mother is no more in this world. Her mother has been deceased. But it's not disease, deceased. Deceased means dead. Now her mother is deceased. She is no more in this world. कितने साल हो गए माँ को मरे हुए? ध्यान देखिएगा बेटा. Now she has been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived. In the photograph, when mother was a girl, at that time her age was 12 years. So आज माँ की डेथ को हुए उतने ही साल हो गए हैं जितनी एज उनकी फोटोग्राफ में थी. Means in the photograph mother's age was 12 years, so it has been 12 years. 12 years have passed. Her mother is no more in this world and 12 years have passed. It has been 12 years after her death. Now she has been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived. That girl refers to the girl who is in the photograph. In the photograph, what was the age of mother? 12 years. तो आज माँ की डेथ को हुए कितने साल हो गए हैं? As many years when she was a girl. Means it has been 12 years. And of this circumstance, कई बार क्वेश्चन आता है, what does this circumstance refer to? This circumstance refers to the present situation of the poet. This circumstance refers to the present situation, present condition of the poet. Present condition क्या है? She is sad, she is depressed, she is heartbroken, she feels lonely, she feels a kind of vacuum in her life. Without her mother, she is feeling a kind of vacuum. So the poet says that, and of this circumstance there is nothing to say at all. The poet does not want to speak anything about her present condition. वो अपनी प्रेजेंट कंडीशन के बारे में कुछ भी नहीं कहना चाहती. क्यों? प्रेजेंट कंडीशन के बारे में कुछ क्यों नहीं कहना चाहती? क्योंकि इट इज नोन टू एवरीवन कि पोएट की प्रेजेंट कंडीशन कैसी है. शी इज सैड, शी इज हार्ट ब्रोकन, शी इज फीलिंग लोनली, शी इज फीलिंग a kind of vacuum in her life. That's why she does not want to speak anything about her present situation. She is speechless. She is keeping mum. The poet wants to keep mum. She is keeping mum. She does not want to talk anything about her present condition. क्यों? Last and very important line. Because its silence silences. It's, what is its? बेटा death leaves behind silence. मौत अपने पीछे कुछ छोड़ के जाए या ना जाए, बट ये जरूर छोड़ के जाती है. मैं इट को बता रहा हूं. व्हाट इज इट? डेथ लीव्स बिहाइंड साइलेंस. देयर इज अ deathly silence spread all around after her mother's death or demise. माँ की डेथ के बाद उसकी लाइफ में सिर्फ और सिर्फ क्या है? एक साइलेंस आ गई है. मीन्स इट्स अ साइलेंस silences the silence which is created after her mother's death. The poet is suffering from a sense of loss and a silence is created in her life. She is keeping mum and the silence which is created in her life, that silence silences the poet. जो डेथ की साइलेंस है, मैंने कहा ना डेथ लीव्स बिहाइंड साइलेंस, और वो जो साइलेंस है वो पोएट को क्या कर दे रही है बेटा? साइलेंट कर दे रही है. ध्यान दो बेटा, एलिट्रेशन के साथ साथ पर्सोनिफिकेशन भी है. साइलेंस को पर्सोनिफाई कर दिया गया है, एलिट्रेशन भी है, पर्सोनिफिकेशन भी है. बिकॉज दैट साइलेंस मेक्स द पोएट साइलेंट. वो जो साइलेंस है, कौन सी साइलेंस? द साइलेंस विच इज स्प्रेड ऑल अराउंड इन हर लाइफ आफ्टर हर मदर्स डेथ. The silence which is spread all around, that silence silences the poet. The poet does not want to speak anything about it. She is speechless. She remains silent. She chooses to be silent because that silence, that deathly silence, that vacuum, it makes the poet silent. So I hope this poem is crystal clear. All the explanations are clear and you will be able to answer all the questions. The questions which are given in NCERT book, please go through it. What does the cardboard denote in this poem? I have told cardboard is a thick, stiff and hard paper that is used to give support to the photograph. Why this word has been used? Because this is used to give support to the photograph. What has the camera captured? The camera has captured the three girls, including three girls, poet, and her two cousins who had gone to enjoy a beach holiday, who were standing on the beach. What has not changed over the years? The sea. The sea has not changed the face of nature. The sea refers to nature. It has not changed over the years. Does this suggest something to you? Yes, of course. क्या suggest करता है? This suggests that nature is eternal. Nature keeps on rejuvenating, but human life is transitory. Human life is ephemeral. The poet laughed at the snapshot. What did this laugh indicate? This laugh indicates nostalgia. Her mother used to become nostalgic. She used to remember those cherishable moments, her childhood days, and she used to laugh. Mother also wanted to enjoy those days again. What is the meaning of both rive with the labor days of loss? मैंने बताया था कि both mother and daughter, they are suffering from a sense of loss. Mother has lost her youth. The poet has lost her mother. After this loss, they are trying to be normal, they are trying to feel comfortable, but it is very difficult to feel at ease. What does this circumstance refer to? Abhi maine bataya, the present situation of the poet, in which she is shattered, she feels heartbroken, she feels sad, she feels lonely. The three stanzas depict three different phases. What are they? Starting maine bataya, what are these three different phases? So, my dear friends and students, I hope this poem is crystal clear to each and every one of you, and very soon I will be back with another new chapter, another new poem. Till then, goodbye. Thank you so much.